Hi, I'm Jordan. This is the Hyperlite Mountain Gear Porter 3400. It's a 55-liter weatherproof pack that weighs right around 2 pounds. I've had it for a little over a year and a half now, and I'm going to tell you some stuff about it. Alright, so this is the front of the pack. Starting up here at the top, it's got a Velcro roll top closure. So it can roll down, and it's got these little buckles here on the side that you can pull up and fasten. That's really good if you're carrying like a rope or a helmet. I prefer to close it like a regular dry bag though, just because I think it makes getting the inside a little bit easier. This Velcro up on top is pretty solid. A lot of times you'll see Velcro kind of fray and wear out over the years and it doesn't stay secure. This is not one of those cases. This stuff you really have to like thrash open for it to come open on you. So if you're in like a windstorm or something ridiculous, it's not going to come open on you. So when you close it, it's got this cool yoke that goes over the top. Comes over here from the back and goes up over the front. So that way if you have items up here, you want to clip something in there, you don't have to worry about that going anywhere, and it compresses the pack really well. So on the front you've got these daisy chains. They also extend halfway up the side. This Spectra doesn't come with the pack. It's like 12-ish bucks on Hyperlite's website, but I thought it was a really good addition to the pack. It really ups the versatility, and if I want to stick something on the outside or attach something, I don't really have to worry about having different pockets or things to fiddle around with. However, if you are looking for that, Hyperlite does have some additional accessories you can attach to the back, as well as some whole other models such as the Wind Rider, the Southwest, and the Ice Pack, just to suit your needs. These are the compression straps. They're really solid. I've never had any of them come undone or loosen up on me. And these reinforcement points are really tight. I can put snowshoes, ice tools, even my tripod, tons of other things on there, and that extra weight isn't going to put any strain on the pack. So that's not something that you're going to have to worry about. Oh, you're probably like, Jordan, why are you wearing those big gloves when it looks like it's so nice outside? Where'd you get those? Well, I got them from my pack. And the reason I'm wearing them is because I want to show you what a good job Hyperlite does at making this pack accessible when your dexterity is limited. So anytime you're fidgeting around with big gloves like this, or your hands are wet and cold and you're just kind of miserable, you don't have to worry about unbuckling and buckling things. It's not going to be hard. These buckles work really well. You can unbuckle them and buckle them with ease. And Hyperlite's very generous with the amount of webbing they give you. You tighten and untighten with almost no effort. Some people might think that it's a little bit excessive with the webbing. I like the way it looks and it makes things easy in the cold, but if you ever want to trim them down, you can just cut them and then burn the ends. They're not going to go anywhere and they won't slide through. All of the buckles on this pack are fairly similar in size. The only one that's bigger is the one that goes around the hip belt. Aside from that, they're all really good, and I haven't had any of them break or unbuckle on me. Alright, so this is the back of the pack. Starting from the top, we've got the yoke I was talking about earlier. This detaches right here, and it makes getting to the inside a little bit easier as well. This is the handle. It's really good if you just want to throw it in the back of a truck. It's really minimal, but I haven't seen any issues with it. These straps are a little bit narrower than some other things you'll see out there on other packs. They don't cut into your shoulders at all though, which is really surprising, and they are fairly well padded. They've got some mesh underneath here, and they extend all the way down. There aren't any customization features in regard to fit up on top, but I found that just what Hyperlite installed on this is more than enough to get a good fit on over your shoulders. There's a daisy chain that runs down here and attaches with the stern strap. This goes across and it's got a whistle. I'm not going to blow it because I don't want anyone thinking I need to be rescued, but it is loud, and if you need to use it, it will do the job. So the back of this is a bunch of foam, and it's about a 1/4 inch thick, and that's where the frame is and all of that. It's coated with the exact same fabric you'll get on the outside, so it doesn't absorb any moisture or sweat or anything really, and it actually keeps your back really cool even though you don't have any corrugation like you'll see in some other frames. So down here you have some lumbar support. It's a little bit thicker padding, and then you've got a mesh cover over it. These hip belts don't have any fit customization features either, so you can't really tailor it, but Hyperlite is really supportive in getting you the right size. If you give them their dimensions, you're going to get the right size for your back. This is a size medium. It fits me just fine. I'm 155, 5'10", with average build, and this thing fits me perfectly. The hip belt It's got a little bit bigger buckle. Just like everything else, it closes and opens easily. These pockets are a little weird though, and I'll tell you why. The volume is interesting. They're kind of hard to open sometimes. They fit a lot of stuff in there, but anytime you have this apex right here completely filled, it's going to be a little bit tricky to open. Right there it opened easily, but if you have like a phone or anything in there with kind of a sharp corner, it's not going to open easily. They kind of open up on you a little bit too right around here, and they're not waterproof, but I've never had any water leak in, even when they open a little. So, show you what I've got on the inside. I have a towel, Band-Aid, a spot, as well as a Leatherman. So they're very spacious, but like I said, the volume's a little bit weird, and if you get it for yourself, you'll kind of understand why. It's not a downside by any means, but it's just something you should be aware about. So overall, it's got a really good suspension for how minimal it is. But the main thing I want to talk about is you have to be diligent when you pack this. You have to be very conscious about where you're putting your items and where you're storing them. So if you have a bunch of things on this side that are a little bit thicker, a little bit more compact and dense, and then this side's kind of lighter things, so you got a jacket and then like a stove right here, you're going to feel that stove. So you want to put softer items towards the back, and you'll be a lot more comfortable. It's not a big diminishing quality, but it's something you should be aware of. It does hinder its comfort a little bit, but overall, it's still a very comfortable pack for what it is. Alright, so let's talk about the fabric. Before I start, I do want to address that the industry is in a transition phase with the name Cuban fiber. They're starting to give more credit to the people who produce it, so now it's going to be called Dyneema composite fabric. I'll post a link in the description if you want to go read a little bit more about that, find out why they're doing it, how they're doing it, and just better educate yourself. So, on top this is a 50D. Down here it's a 150D, so it's significantly thicker on the bottom. A lot of people are reluctant to purchase these products just because they don't know how durable they are. It's a very new fabric if you think about it, compared to nylons and other things. So, I want to show you how durable this is by taking a black diamond cyborg to the outside. So let's start with the bottom. You can see I'm just digging into this. Absolutely no abrasion, no punctures, nothing. Let's go to the thinner fabric. So I'm just trying to tear into this, and there isn't even any scraping. So if you've been hesitant to purchase this because of the durability factor, don't. This stuff is durable, and the only thing that's really going to change about it is it's going to take on some color over time of wherever you take it. If you do end up puncturing it, Hyperlite Mountain Gear as well as Z-Packs both produce Cuban fiber tape. I know I just said Cuban fiber, but that's what it's still marketed as, at least on Z-Packs' site. All you have to do, take the tape, patch it over on both sides, you're set. It's relatively inexpensive. You get more for your money out of the Z-Packs tape, and it's super, super easy and super durable. Alright, so this is the inside of the pack. It's basically a dry bag with suspension. The only thing on the inside is a small little pocket here. It's really good if you want to put some maps or like a compass or some bars or little things in there. It's not so small that it's pointless, but it's not big and it doesn't get in the way at all. I like to use it as a divider when I'm packing things. Underneath this, you'll see the frame. It's got about a 1/4 inch thick foam right here, and then 2 removable aluminum stays. I like to keep mine in there just because I like the extra support, but if you're someone who's counting grams, they come out really easily. Just these little Velcro tabs, and they slide on out. Hyperlite also seam tapes the entire inside. So all the logos, all of the stitching, all of the daisy chains, everything is seam taped. None of these have ever pulled up on me either. They'll collect a little bit of dust, maybe a little bit of dirt over time, but that's really it. They don't peel, and it definitely doesn't compromise any of the weather resistance of this pack. Alright, this has been a tellabout for the Hyperlite Mountain Gear Porter 3400. It's a really strong, durable, and dependable pack, and I do recommend it. If you're thinking about picking one of these up, check out what other people are saying though. Don't just take my word for it. Hyperlite's a really strong company, and I do encourage you to check out their website. They're making some serious moves in the outdoor industry, and this pack is definitely one of those. If you want to know more about it, check out my blog at Jordan Poole Photography. I'll leave a link in the description. And until then, look forward for some more tellabouts in the future about some Hyperlite products as well as a lot of other ones that I've beaten up. Thanks for watching and have a good day.